Hi, it's Joy from the Rev Femme Rebellion. I found a well-lit, semi-private space to film my next couple videos, and I want them to be a series about reporting because no matter who you are, no matter what was done to you, no matter the circumstances with which you report, reporting a rape or sexual assault is a personal and often complicated and emotional process. And I wanted to give more of a trauma-informed victim advocacy perspective on reporting so that people can understand what a survivor might be going through and how to best support them no matter what situation they may find themselves in as far as options to report what happened to them. So the biggest principle with victim advocacy, the core principle of victim advocacy, centers around this notion of power and control. That rape and sexual assault are not crimes of lust, passion, jealousy, fetish, all these reasons, excuses, and justifications that these perpetrators may give for why they raped someone. If you strip away all of those reasons, justifications, and excuses, what you're left with is power and control. And a person abusing their own power and control to take power and control away from another person for their own gratification. So in victim advocacy and trauma-informed law and policy, the first question, the most important question is always, does this return power and control or maintain power and control for the survivor? Does this help the survivor maintain power and control over their bodily autonomy, their choices, their future, etc.? And if we come at it, if we approach these different situations with that victim advocacy lens in mind, it becomes a lot clearer why it's so difficult for people to report what happened to them. One of the clearest examples that I can give, and a controversial subject in terms of what survivors should or should not do, is often these safe kits. Reporting at all and going to get a kit done. So again, a safe kit is what most people know as a rape kit, and SAFE is sexual assault forensic exam. So it's a safe kit done by a safe nurse who's usually part of a safe team as part of a safe clinic that provides this service to survivors. And many people act, whether they know it's wrong or not, they act as though it is as easy as just telling someone what happened. Oh, just report. Just get a kit done. It is not that simple. These kits, this process, from start to finish, and it's not just the process of getting the kit done, it's going. It's overcoming your nerves to go. It's usually waiting, because most of the time we find ourselves in the emergency room. So waiting for hours to be seen, waiting to be seen for the team to get there, waiting for the police officer to get there, for your victim advocate to show up, for the whatever test you may need to get done. It's a lot of waiting. And that's not even the actual kit part, the procedure, where there's questions being asked, you're being poked and prodded, there's swabs taken, there's pictures taken. This is often a very re-traumatizing experience for a survivor, and it is not as easy as just go get one done. And I think another misconception is the idea of, well, I know what I would do. Because the truth is, no, you don't. I don't. That's the truth. That every time I've been raped or sexually assaulted, I've responded a different way. Every single time. And anybody who thinks they know for sure what they would or would not do based on a situation or a circumstance is kidding themselves. Because you can't know until it's happened to you or it's happening to you. Your response, those 5 Fs, fight, flight, freeze, fawn, and fold, your choice of F might change based on the day, based on the minute. Whatever's going to help you survive best. You can't know ahead of time. I certainly didn't. It's a fallacy. It's just unrealistic to say that. So I think keeping in mind that no one can know what would be best for themselves at any hypothetical point in time, I think it's important to remember that only the survivor can know or feel what would be best for them in that moment or at that moment. So even well-intentioned friends like me, like myself, with my best friend in the entire world in the ER before any victim advocacy training, knowledge, experience, I was well-intentioned but cruel, ultimately, to say, you have to stay and get this done. She didn't have to do anything. And that was the truth of it. That the best way I could have supported her was to say, I support you no matter what you do. That doesn't mean not saying my opinion. There's a trauma-informed way to ask, well, what is this going to look like for you in the future if you decide not to get this kit done? What would it feel like to have to be around this man? You know he's going to be in your life because he's part of your family. Those conversations can be had in a trauma-informed way. But telling a victim, a survivor, that she has to do anything right off the bat, boom, you've already violated that principle of returning power and control to the survivor. So I think understanding that this notion of power and control is so important, as well as this misconception that because a woman was raped, it now becomes her obligation or responsibility or vendetta, her job to make sure this man stops, that the rapist is stopped, is just absolutely unacceptable. It is not her job. It is not her responsibility. It is not her obligation to sacrifice herself anymore, to sacrifice herself or her comfort or her mental, physical, emotional well-being, because reporting is a traumatizing, very often a re-traumatizing process. It is not her sacrifice that she owes anyone to get a kit done, to tell anyone, etc. It's not, okay? And I think that needs to be said more often. That is not her job. And I wish someone would have said that to me, because I carried guilt for years that I let that doctor in that urgent care talk me out of going to report to get a kit done, because I didn't feel strong in the moment. I didn't feel supported. I didn't understand my options. So I didn't go. The first person, and it was a male doctor, who told me, people probably won't believe you and there's not going to be evidence, so it's not worth your time. That was all it took to discourage me. But the truth is that I can't say it wouldn't have been worth my time, because I, looking back now, have a long-term perspective on it, a trauma-informed, victim advocate perspective that I want to pass on to you. So instead of this narrative that it is the woman's job to go get this kit done to make sure that the rapist is caught, give the power and control back to her and say, it's not your job. If right now you can't go get this kit done, you don't want to get the kit done, don't. I'm going to support you no matter what you want to do. Whatever's best for you in this moment, I'm going to support your choice. Your power, your control is yours to exercise. But understand that having a kit done gives you options that you may not have in the future if you choose not to get a kit done, right? So even if she doesn't want to report, getting a kit done does not mean reporting. Get your kit done, tell the police to screw off, I'm not ready to report, step back, I'll report when I'm ready, and give yourself space. Tell survivors that they have that option. You can go get a kit done and you don't have to report what happened to you. You can go get it done and just bank it. They have to keep it. You can step back, do some healing, and decide in the future if you want to report. It's giving back the choice, right? And I let someone talk me out of having that choice, when in reality, I would like the choice now. I would like the choice to go report. I wish I had gotten a kit done so that I could, when I felt strong enough and secure and supported enough, I could go and pursue this man who attacked me, who assaulted me. But it was never framed that way. It was never introduced to me that way. This notion of, it's not your job, but you have the choice. And you have the choice to go at your pace, at your level of comfort. That if you never want to report, right? That at least you gave yourself the option. And in terms of prosecution, maybe you're not able to report, right? Maybe you're not able to pursue a criminal investigation. But generally, rape is a repeat and escalating type of crime. So most rapists are repeat offenders. And I know that my rapist had raped before, and I'm sure he went on to rape again. So this idea that it's such a small chance that anything is found, or that there's such a small chance that it's ever powerful. I mean, even if you get the kid done and you go through the whole trial and the legal system fails, like it does all the time, and say the rapist gets off, that you don't know that 2 years from now he could attack another woman, and she could be brave enough to get the kid done, and or able, right? Because it's not a matter of being brave. Like, sometimes it is. Sometimes you can be as brave as anything and still not able to do it. But maybe the circumstances, the stars would align where another woman would get a kid done. And in that situation, now you have 2 kids of women attacked by the same man. And whether the kid comes up with any evidence, your record is there, your story is there, that your voice could be used as a collective in the future to help persecute your rapist. I wish I'd understood that. I wish someone had said that to me. That, look, even if you don't want it to get tested, even if you tell them don't test it, I just want to get it done, I'm not ready to report, that's okay. That even if you get it tested and they don't find any evidence, that's okay. It's still worthwhile. It's still powerful to get the kit done, to use your voice. You still have power, potential power now and in the future, to exercise that power, control back for your benefit, for your benefit. You don't owe it to anybody else, but you owe yourself the option. I still wish that I had understood the nuances of this when I was going through it. And I think it's a fine line to tread of not pressuring, not coercing a survivor into reporting or getting a kit done or behaving any particular way, but also giving them all the knowledge, making sure that they understand all their choices so that they can exercise true power and control moving forward. So that's my 2 cents on safe kits and reporting. And the next couple videos, I'm going to break down different situations, different people or institutions that a person might report to, and the obstacles that they might face in reporting. So thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you later.